And we are live from the Texan Lobby Studio at the Texan Theater in downtown Greenville, Texas. It is Ctfm, Coffee, Tea, Friendly, and Me. Brought to you each and every Wednesday. It's going to happen again. Wednesday by Hunt Regional Healthcare. What an organization. And just recently have been in the news, you might say, with free valet parking. We'll talk about that maybe. But you know what? Right now, next to me is a young lady that I'm enjoying her presence. I don't know about y'all, but I just call her Johnny Jr., you might say. One, Miss Barbara Horan, the owner of the Texan Theater, and we're in your house today.
Thank you so much.
I love it.
Come visit us, come hang out, watch us do this thing.
Yes. Uh-oh, he's behind you. Watch him.
I have to talk
So
to
you have to ring. But you know,
I'm not connected.
we have. Oh.
Okay, last week I was invisible. I'm not invisible.
Yeah. Last week it
Now
was.
I'm
Yeah, right. Folks, we've got a great show for you today. Compliments of one, Sparky. Thank you so very much. But you know, where is it? Can you do it, Gabe? Can you do our invocation? I know you're around with microphones and what have you, but you can do that, right? So, at this time, folks, we would like to give praise to why we're here, and the reason we're here is because we've been blessed by God Almighty, and that's a story that could be a book. And speaking of books, we got an author. But right now, I'm going to ask my business partner and my little brother in Christ if he would give our invocation this morning.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you today, thanking you again for another glorious, glorious day, Lord God, that you've put us on this earth to first and foremost to spread the name of Jesus Christ in all that we do. Lord, help us to lift up your name in our day-to-day, and Lord God, help these hosts to give the good news, and good news about what our community is doing for each other, and help us to shine a light on all of that. Amen. Lord God, be with Amen. Our students today that are the first day of school. Give them wisdom to know what right and wrong is, and to stay away from things that might do them harm. Lord God, we ask all this in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen. All right, folks, get ready, because CTFM is about to happen. We're going to commercial break, and when we come back, there is an acclaimed author sitting to my right, one Miss Jan Sikes. We're coming back to talk to her, and remember, the tea is on Tiffany today. So y'all come on down to Texan Theater. Yeah. Woo!
When you've got a real emergency on your hands, you need a full-service ER team on your side. And only Hunt Regional Healthcare offers complete care for emergencies. We've got emergency medicine certified physicians, trauma certified nurses, specialty surgeons, respiratory therapists, and an on-site full-service lab and imaging to help you get back to living your best life. Hunt Regional Medical Center, the right choice for complete care.
Carol Hoops and Trey Warren at C&R Floors invite you to their new location for the same quality products, service, and installation they have provided for over 20 years. C&R Floors, 2706 Highway 69 South in Greenville.
Are you tired of those big chain tire dealers giving you the runaround? Are you not getting the customer service you deserve? If not, call me and I will wrench the competition. Come see us at Discount Wheel and Tire at 4609 Wesley in Greenville. Discount Wheel and Tire, and we will get you all that you deserve.
And we are live at the Texan Lobby Studio at the Texan Theater in downtown Greenville, Texas. Ctfm, Coffee, Tea, Friendly, and Me, brought to you each and every Wednesday by Discount Wheel and Tire. Okay, and Hunt Regional Healthcare, what two organizations that have just really supported what we do here in our community, and to Barbara Horan that owns this beautiful venue. I can't say enough about it. And you know what? Our first guest is a lady that when you get to talking to her, you feel like you know her because she's going to talk about different people, different organizations. Me that I've known, and you too. Betty Magazine. She's has a story about that also.
Okay.
But right now we're going to introduce Jan Sikes. Thank you so very much for coming and being a part of what we're doing here at Ctfm. And it said on the little note, an acclaimed author.
Yep.
Well,
That's as much as I knew when I met you, and I was like, I don't know, but I had to go get these printed out because they're our schedule, and I was like, I'll ask her when I get on time. What is it? What do you write about?
Well, I was telling Friendly earlier that I never intended to be an author. I never set out in life to be an author. That was my sister's dream, not mine.
Oh my.
And she is a USA Today best-selling author. So she lived her dream. But I had a true story that had to be told. And I really thought somebody else would do it. I really thought she would do it.
Mm-hmm.
And she put it right back in my lap and said, no, this is your story.
Oh, wow.
You need to tell it. So I really, I realized that it was up to me because I was the only one that knew the story. So I got really busy and I took some creative writing classes at Collin Community College, which is an awesome experience, and then took some more writing classes up in Denver. And I got busy, and it took 4 books to tell it, but the story's told. And so, you know, people say, well, what was the burning story? Why did you have to tell it? Well, for one thing, I lived it. But the other thing was that it was such a unique story. It is a love story in a way, but it also is a story about perseverance and survival. So I met a man when I was 19 years old that was a highly popular musician, had a great band, he was very popular, especially out in the West and Central Texas area. He was a lot older than I was, but there was something there, and I don't know exactly how to explain it, but was very drawn like a moth to a flame. So we began a relationship, and then a few months into that relationship, he was arrested and convicted on 2 counts of bank robbery.
Oh my.
oh my.
So that kind
That's
of,
a story right there.
it is a story, I'm telling you, but it's all true. So he had not committed the crime, but because he would not tell them what he knew, he got a 75-year sentence, 25 years federal and 50 years state.
Wow.
You would think that would be the end of the story, right? I was 19. I should have moved on. I should have, you know.
Hey, you wait for your man. What do you mean move on?
It's so hard to explain unless someone owns your heart.
Right. Well,
There's
that's what
no
I'm
way
saying.
to understand it.
You don't.
No.
So it was 15 years later that we managed to get him a parole, and we got married. And we had 25 years together before he passed away.
So he was on parole. They never.
Oh, he was still on parole when
No,
he
but I
passed
mean,
away.
they never got rid of it.
No.
He got sentenced because of not talking.
Right. Okay. His role, and this is all, everybody wants to know this part of it.
No wonder.
And it is in the book. But his role was, he was a musician. He was
Right.
up and down the roads. He played 6 nights a week. The only night he didn't play was Monday. That was the only night he had off.
Right.
And so, you know, as you're in the clubs all the time, people hang around, and these guys got to be followers of his music. And then they approached him one night and said, you're always on the road. How about you case out some banks for us and just draw? He was an artist, not only a music artist and a songwriter, but he was an artist. And I loved seeing all the murals coming into Greenville.
Isn't that fun?
That's like sparks that little.
Oh, yeah.
But so he did. And he'd hand them a map with the drawings and the roads in and out of these little towns. And a few weeks later, they'd come by and give him a few dollars. That was his role.
Right.
But he also knew that because of who these people were, if he told what he knew, he would not live to see the next day.
Right.
You need to sit right this smooth. I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, all this stuff is just like, wow.
My ultimate desire for this story is for it to be on the screen, on the
Yeah,
big
somebody
screen.
will do it.
Okay, is this the first book?
This is the first
Okay.
book.
This is the first book, and the name?
Flowers and Stone.
Flowers and Stone.
And there's a
Can we
reason
get a
behind
picture?
that.
Can we? Oh, we do? I think
It's
so.
on the flyer.
It's on the flyer, okay.
When I first started trying to write the story, I tried writing it in present tense with the I, you, me. I couldn't do it because it was so personal. I couldn't disconnect from it enough to tell it.
Right.
So I was talking with some girlfriends one day, and one of my friends said, well, why don't you just create characters to tell the story through? Mm-hmm. So Luke Stone and Darlena Flowers came to be.
Gotcha.
And that is the Flowers and Stone. I am Darlena Flowers. He was Luke Stone.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so that way I was able to disconnect and let the characters tell the story.
Right.
And so it was quite an endeavor. And it
So
took,
did you throw embellishments in here along the way? Because
that's another
what
question I
stories-
get asked a lot. How much is truth? How much is fiction? My grandson asked me this. I said it's 90% truth. There are some conversations in the books that I was not present for, especially in the second book, because it's set in dual settings between Leavenworth Penitentiary and Texas.
Gotcha.
And there's a story behind that book in that
Cool.
when he got to prison, he was angry.
Right.
He was very upset, to say the least. And it took a few years for him to realize he wasn't going to change the way prison was handled. And it wasn't going to change him. So he had to learn to live with it.
Right.
And he made up his mind that he was going to be and do something positive with every day that he had. So he wrote hundreds of songs. He taught himself to do oil paintings. He taught himself to do Indian beadwork. I should have wore some of it because it's beautiful. And made pottery, just busy,
Right.
stayed busy creating. And so one of the things he advocated for years, and this was in Leavenworth Federal Penitentiary, was for a recording studio, because he wasn't the only musician, singer-songwriter in prison. There were a lot of them, and great talent. And so he wanted a way for them to be able to record their music and get it out to the world. So he advocated for years. And finally, a new warden came in, and he said he wrote the only contrived song he ever wrote in his life, and it was called From the Bottle to the Needle. And he played that song for the warden, and he said 90% of the people in here are in here behind drugs and alcohol, and that's kind of what the song was about. But he said there's so much talent. We want a recording studio. So the warden said, okay, fine, you can do it. You have no money. We cannot fund it. We can give you a room. So these convicts were so resourceful. They collected egg cartons from the chow hall and put them on the walls for baffles to
Soundproofing. Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah,
and
it
it
does.
works.
Yeah.
The chapel was replacing their velvet drapes, and they got those, and they used. So they put together a recording studio.
Nice.
and put out. And one of the other thing, and I'm sorry, I'm digressing,
No.
but the other thing I did that's different with these books is because they are all about music and revolve around music. I put out a music CD with each book.
Oh, fun.
But one of the CDs was recorded in Leavenworth Prison, all of the songs on it. But the story behind this cover, when he was on and his name was Rick Sikes, by the way. I don't think I ever said that.
Oh.
Luke Stone, Rick Sikes. When in 1964, Willie Nelson and his wife at the time, Shelley, came through Texas doing a tour, and he didn't have a band. And so Rick's booking agent asked him, you want to back Willie Nelson on this tour? And they said, sure. So they become very good friends. And Willie is one of those people that never forgets anything. Never.
Like an
He
elephant.
has a mind.
He does.
Never forget. If he met you once, he will remember you the next time he sees you. So anyway, they communicated a lot through. Now Willie was married to Connie, but they asked Rick to do an album cover for an album that was going to be called The Convict and the Rose. And then before the album could be released, IRS started looking at Willie, and his lawyers informed him he really shouldn't have a relationship with a convict right now.
Well, yeah.
So the album didn't get released, but I had the artwork, and I needed to use it.
you know
So
what?
that artwork came from that.
I tell you, you're fascinating to me, okay? Because your whole conversation, I could see it like a movie. Just, I want to say thank you for taking the time. And you are, she is in a roundabout way. That's another story. Buddy Magazine, which you are,
I know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
she met the present singer, artist today. One Randy Seymour is who she was asked to go look at his see his music. He's our guest artist today.
Yes, it's a great connection.
Thank you, thank you.
Wonderful.
And
I could talk forever.
Well, I know, and it's awesome that thank you so very much. And we're having there's some stuff that I know that you need to talk to her about that could help. Not could help, but would be fun here at the Texan Theater.
Dinner party. Come to a dinner party.
Where did they get the book?
Where did they get the book?
The books are available anywhere books are sold, but definitely you can go to my website, you can go to Amazon. All of the books are on my website, which is really hard. It's jansykes.com. And there is a new book coming out in October that is, after I finished this story, I started writing fiction. So now this is the end of a 3-book series on fiction. So.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. All right. All right.
Yay.
We are coming back to the Texan Lobby Studio with who's our next guest?
Our next guest, Hank Pickering. Hank.
Hank. Oh, no, not Junior. Y'all come back. Y'all come to Ctfm right here at the lobby of the Texan Theater in downtown Greenville, Texas. You know why? Because the T is on Ian.
Ian.
It's on Ian. It's on Ian. Okay, come on back.
Every truck and SUV is on sale at Platinum Chevrolet.
New 2021 Silverados start at only $37,999, or choose from new 2021 Trailblazers and buy for under $20,000.
Don't miss Truck Month at Platinum Chevrolet.
Need a part for the right price? Look for that red and blue sign. Henley Auto Supply at 1510 Stonewall. Over 800,000 CarQuest parts to choose from. Domestic, European, and Asian parts. Henley Auto Supply at 903-455-1969. 455-1969. Henley Auto Supply has the right part to keep your vehicle running, and backed by the best hometown service. Henley Auto Supply. Great people, great products, great prices. Henley Auto Supply and CarQuest.
It's caramel.
Well, I don't know if we're
they don't
live or not, but I can tell you what, we're having fun. If you want to come down to the Texan Theater this morning until about 11 o'clock, she is on a roll. So her being one, Miss Barbara Horan, our co-host of Ctfm, brought to you each and every Wednesday by Hunt Regional Healthcare and Discount Wheel and Tire. Folks, it's a great morning, and these are awesome.
Yeah.
These are awesome. Now, what is yours?
You can get one. Mine's a caramel frappuccino.
And mine is a chocolate.
Chocolate mocha.
Chocolate
mocha. I think it's frozen. Yeah, it's frozen.
It's frozen.
Not just
and
ice.
listen, you know what? If you want to sit in line for 35 minutes at $9 a drink, go ahead and drink that Star Wars. I don't care. But if you want to save some money, we'll talk about the coffee club. Yes, right. We're going to talk about the coffee club. But
join and you get a drink a day.
That's right.
For
$10 a month, folks. Forget about that right now. Let's talk about how about a trail? How about a trail that's 130 miles long?
Oh,
Would you walk it? Would you walk it?
I don't know if I'd walk it. It would take me more than a day.
Our next guest, Hank, I want you to introduce yourself and tell our audience who you are and why you're doing what you're doing.
Friendly Barbara, thank you for having me on. My name is Hank Pickering. I am a board member on the Northeast Texas Trail, one of the founders of Wolfe City Area Parks and Recreation, and we're a support arm of a trail that runs 130 miles.
I had no idea.
From Farmersville all the way to New Boston.
Wow.
So that's a pretty good stretch. You can really stretch your legs out going that far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But what had happened is it was a railroad. When the railroad abandoned the trail, the Rails Trail Act in Congress allowed nonprofits to come in and turn these abandoned railroads into trails.
Oh, nice.
So a group of people got together, stretching out all the way from Farmersville to New Boston, and started converting this abandoned railroad into a trail.
Which railroad was it? Do you know?
There was 3 different railroads. From Farmersville to Paris, it was the Chaparral.
Okay.
And they've changed hands a couple times over the years. I think it came into Wolfe City in 1886. And then it ran until 1996, and then that's when it got converted over to a rail trail.
That's 2 years after Greenville was founded, 1884, was it?
I don't know. Don't know that.
Yep.
So the trail goes to New Boston.
Yep.
And do you have like signs along the way? I've been on trails where you, all of a sudden you go,
Where am I at?
Well,
maybe I go that way.
But how much progress has been made on it so far?
So progress was real slow the first years kicking off, but since then we've been getting a lot of support from the community, a lot of support from the trail towns, and if you were to graph it out, you started out right here, and now it's really starting to shoot up. And so the projected completion date of the trail, I'm venturing, I guess, to say, would probably be about 2030, which is phenomenal. We've been receiving grants from Texas Park and Wildlife at $250,000 a pop. So that does a little bit of at a time, but over the course of the past 10 years, we've been able to get a lot of huge swaths of it done. Now we're just trying to connect in between the towns.
Excellent. Well, as we talked before, I remember something about the trail from Farmersville, and because at another radio station, we were all ready to go to promo it, and then all of a sudden it's like, what happened to it?
Right.
So, and now, is the plans to have an opening date? Are you going, or is that, you said back 2030?
Yeah, we still have some time before we can officially say it's 100%. Right now, you can still get on it at any of the trailheads or any of the towns and, stretch your legs out. Some areas of the trail are pretty smooth, like Farmersville and Paris have areas that are concrete and asphalted, whereas when you get out between, say Roxton, Pecan Gap, or on out towards Annona, some of that's kind of rough. So it has a really good taste of whatever you're looking for. If you're looking to really get in the boonies, you can do that. If you're wanting to stay a little bit more in the civilized community, you can do that as well.
Well, it sounds,
but you don't get lost. What I was asking.
You can't get lost.
You kind of, you know when you're supposed to turn around, or okay, we're done with the trail itself. Yeah, you can see where the train went, but you're kind of on your own if you get past this point.
Well, the good thing about it being an NETT railroad, one, it's a straight line. Those trains, they don't like
curves.
They
can't do a whole lot of.
They can't do figure eights. So it's pretty well mapped out, and it's pretty easy to tell where you're going.
Okay.
Another good thing is there's not much elevation change. So if you're new into either hiking or biking or something, you're not going to have to fight going up the hills and coming back down them, because the railroads, of course, they try to minimize their grades.
So the old rails, do you have to remove the old rails, or they've been removed, or what?
When the railroads pulled out, they pulled out all the old rails and cross ties. They left the trestles or the bridges there, and some of them have been redecked, and some of them you're still kind of stepping across cross ties to get over.
That was my next.
It can be.
I say for them bridges.
But at least you don't have the headlight coming. You can be halfway across the bridge. You're not going to have a train.
You don't have to worry about belling off.
Right. So I'm fascinated by the fact that you have taken this on as a project, you might say. And what are the towns along the way are called? You call them trail towns?
Yes, sir.
Or do you have a committee? Or do you have a Daniel Boone that goes ahead and kind of maps it out? Or
well, when it first kicked off, there were several towns that were real supportive, and several towns that said, "Oh, I don't know about this," and they kind of held back. Even the ones that have held.
The ones that said, "No, wait a minute, that trail goes through my living room." No, wait a minute.
That goes through my back 40. But since then, they've pretty much all gone on board. So it's going to be a real good thing for the community and all of Northeast Texas. One, providing us outdoor recreation that any of us can use, but also providing a chance for ecotourism for Fannin County, Hunt County, Delta County, all these counties to where we don't really have the finances that the Metroplex has. So, it's a chance to bring people in to check the trail, then they can stay at the bed and breakfast, they can go to Wolfe City Grocery, they can go eat at the Pig and Whistle in Ladonia, and they can kind of spend some of their money
Pig and
here.
Whistle.
Oh yeah, if you haven't been there, they're great.
That's another story. So, I've heard, but the thing that I was going to ask you about, and we've talked about it before, is future. After it's done, after there's been a few thousand people that took the hike or whatever, what about the upkeep, the maintenance and whatever? Is that part of the program that you have?
Currently, all of the trail is supported by volunteers and through various nonprofit organizations. Our goal is to eventually get the trail to where it's a linear state park. So not too much different from any of the other state parks, except for this one's going to be real narrow.
130 miles long.
130 miles long, yes.
Wow.
And that would give us a chance to get some help from TPWD for maintenance, but also to help get more people to use it. We want people to use this trail.
Man, I tell you, there's probably a lot of people out there that would love to spend some money, but they just don't. Now, is all this a nonprofit that you're involved with? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
501c3?
Yes, sir.
There's my question right there. I have an answer to 501c3. That checkbook you've been wanting to write, hey, Hank can take care of it.
So
Well,
go ahead
I
and start
noticed
writing.
here it says hiking, biking, equestrian.
Yes.
So
a horse trail.
Horse trail.
Horse trail.
Wow.
There's some
Yeah.
areas that you can only get so far on a horse, mainly because of the state of the bridges right now. So we
Right.
are trying to raise funds to get all the bridges where you can cross them on horseback. But you can still say get on in Ladonia and go all the way out to Roxton Trail and come back, and that'd still make a real good day ride.
Here's
right
an
there.
opportunity for someone out there to donate to fix the bridge, and they'll name the bridge after you. So
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Hank, I know that we're not seeing the last of you because it's going to take a while to do
Yeah.
that trail. But really, stay in touch with us.
Will do.
And I know Sparky is going to have communication with you at different times and everything. But thank you, man.
No problem. Thank you for having
my
me
other
on.
question, I guess, was you're Wolfe City, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that trail going to make a detour and come through Wolfe City and go? Or is
We're
it-
going to put a roadblock there, make
I
it stop
got,
for a
that's
little bit.
what I was going to ask. All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We are coming back with the Chamber.
The chamber.
The Chamber of Commerce in Greenville, Texas is a whole different story, folks. A good story. We have somebody to tell you about it, right?
Yep.
Shelley's coming. Y'all come on back. Ctfm, Coffee Tea Friendly to me right here at the historical Texan Theater in downtown Greenville, Texas, and you get to see this lady. Come on back with us.
Company coming? Make sure they stay with us. At Best Western Plus, we'll treat them right. Like hot complimentary breakfast, spacious rooms, a glorious pool, fitness and business center, and best of all, a friendly staff. Our large flexible meeting rooms are great for business and social get-togethers. Best Western Plus, just off of Interstate 30 near Cracker Barrel. Staying with us is always a plus. Best Western Plus in Greenville.
Hi, I'm Kathy with Long Branch Dental Center. Lumineers are porcelain glass shells that fit over the top of your teeth and give them a dynamite look. You can change the shape, the size, and the color. So call today to ask about Lumineers. Long Branch Dental Center, making North Texas more beautiful, one smile at a time.
And we are live from the Texan Lobby Studio at the historical Texan Theater, downtown Greenville, Texas, Ctfm, Coffee Tea Friendly and Barbara, and we were brought to each and every, you know what?
Yeah, that is kind of redundant, isn't it? Coffee, tea,
just
friendly,
go
and me,
for it.
friendly and friendly, because you're
Yeah.
coffee, tea, friendly and friendly.
That's right.
So yeah, so you can add
I
me
just
on
call
the
her Johnny Jr. Folks, we got a great show for you today. You know what? That trail still is something.
I think I'm excited about it.
I am too. And 2030. Yeah, that's not too far away. That's
It'll
not
be
too-
here before you know it.
Oh yeah, it really
Because that's
will.
about as long as I've been open.
That's right. 2015.
14.
14. So
14 to now is about the same as now to
now
30.
there. And it'll fly by. We have a young lady right now that she can tell you a little bit about Greenville businesses and things that are going on in our community with our businesses, because her being one, Miss Shelley Corrales, thank you so much, President and CEO of the Greenville, Texas Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you for having me. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
yes, and there's a lot of things, there's benefits for being a member of the chamber, but I don't know if that's what you're going to talk about today, but I just want to put that in, that there are really...
There are lots of benefits. You have to call the chamber and we'll give you a list of benefits. So if you're not using your benefits, then that's, you know, you have a list of them and you just have to reach out and do them. So
Right. It's kind of like, I think Kathy with Long Branch Dental, she always says, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it.
Right.
You know, so yeah. Well, I'm have been impressed for a long time with what's going on in the chamber, because you do bring up to date the businesses of what our community is all about.
yes. And so right
what's
now
happening?
we have started TikToks, if you haven't seen them.
What?
TikToks. Do you know what a TikTok is, Friendly?
It's like a little video. It's a short video
Right.
that
Oh,
You put
is
on-
that like Reels?
sort of
Yes,
like
it's
Okay.
similar to Reels
Similar.
anyways. They've
Okay.
gone viral on Instagram. So
Wow.
yeah. So anyway.
TikTok.
And that's like not my thing. Vinay's doing them, and so I've been in one of them. I think maybe two of them, and that's a young person's thing. But anyway,
That's what
it's
I've been
gone
told.
viral.
If I
Yeah.
want to get, they said, oh, if you're going to advertise, you have to be on Instagram. I'm like, nobody I know is doing Instagram. Not my age, but the younger people, we need to get involved
Yeah, we
in
have-
everything.
Hey, are we on TikTok?
And we have over 30,000 followers.
We
so
got to get
yeah.
on. We got to get. Where's our producer? TikTok.
Anyways,
I got a thumbs
but that's
up
the
on-
thing if you haven't watched them. But anyways, so yeah, we have a few events coming up. So tomorrow we have business after hours. It always seems like when I'm on here we have business after hours the next day. So Kincy Abstract, Sabine Tile Company,
Oh yeah.
is doing it, but they're not doing it at their location. They're doing it at the Knights of Columbus location. So.
Yeah.
And they will have drinks and food. They always have a great one.
By the way, that's
So-
on Sunset Drive
It
in
is,
34.
Oh, I know where that is.
Yes, and
I didn't know we had a sun. I drove past it to go home and went, oh, sunset?
And see, that's a benefit of the chamber. So come from 5 to 7 because networking, bring your business cards. There's usually around 100 people in attendance. Maybe not all at the same time because it's come and go. You
Yeah.
can come for 10 minutes or you can stay the whole time because it's fun.
And
So-
you know, I just like to put a little word in also. Business after hours, yeah, there's food and there's drink of your choice, but there's the camaraderie, the marketing,
Right.
the marketing possibilities are unlimited
That is.
for those people that have a new business or people that, yeah.
And
so-
get to know businesses to do business with.
That
I
is
was
correct.
Yeah.
encouraging people to do business locally.
Oh yeah, shop locally. That's what.
shop local,
Yeah,
that's-
shop
yeah.
local.
Because
Right.
that's what I'd said coming
Yes.
here.
Right.
I shop at Brookshire's like everybody else in town does. I get the same food because of the quality.
Right.
I buy it local instead of having a big company bring it to me.
Right.
So supporting the Texan supports, so we can support each
Yes, and
other.
we're all about that, shopping local. So yes,
Yep.
that's great.
And what else? It says it
So we
before
have
hours?
and we have quarterly membership luncheon, which is coming up Friday, September 2nd. And we do this one every year. It's focused on education. So we have 9 schools that will be there talking.
Oh, wow.
Like A&M Commerce will be there. PJC will be there. We have several ISDs that will be there that are members of the chamber. So
Oh, good, good. Well, you know, from the business after hours to business before hours, again, the opportunity to market your business is very, very available because everybody in that room has a business
Yes,
or
that
is
is
in a
correct.
potential, going to have a business or in partners, whatever. But again, to me, it's always been, and the first one that I ever went to years ago, we always used to call them Third Thursdays, you know, and my first one, because I had been told, you know, take some business cards. Well, I did. I took about 3 or 4, and then
that wasn't enough, was it?
oh no, no. Even and they had the drawing back then. I didn't have a card to draw. But the thing that I would like to say to you folks is, yes, do we promote our Chamber of Commerce? You betcha. Because let me tell you what, when you make that call to a Chamber of Commerce for about a restaurant or whatever, what do y'all do first?
We are going to give you the number to one of our chamber members.
Da, da,
So
da,
we're not going to give you a number to somebody else.
Right, right.
That's a benefit of being
That's a
chamber
benefit.
member.
I mean, why should you give somebody something that's not paying
Right.
to do that? So, Again, and you've been around the chamber as long as, probably longer than I have, you know. But it's always been an organization, in my opinion, that helps the business and helps the business grow. And then with the staff that you have right now, and I'm glad. I was so glad to hear that Lonnie J is still the membership director at the Chamber of Commerce. You know, I love the guy, and he does a great job.
He does.
He does a great job, and I'm partially responsible for him being here. So I take that. I take that.
Am.
And you sort of am.
Yes. I sort of made the opportunity for the two of you to hang out on my stage.
You did. You
Open the Texan. With a play the two guys were in.
Oh, what a time that was. It was good.
Odd Couple.
Odd Couple.
So you know another thing though, the chamber, we like to give back to people in the organizations in the community.
Right.
So right now, up until September 1, we've been accepting applications from 501c3s that are members of the chamber, and we have lots of them. We have over 20 of them.
Wow.
And if every year they fill an application, and then we have 3 board members who look at them, and then we will give, we're going to give money to them. We call it the nonprofit of the year. We'll give it to them in December. We'll surprise them. And we use the money that we got from our auction, our casino, is what we're doing to give back. So we give back several times a year, but this is one of them. So if you're a 501c3, we need your applications by September 1.
By September 1.
Yes.
All right. Well, anything else that you could add to make sure that people understand that the chamber is their chamber?
It's your chamber, and if you need to know anything about your benefits, give us a call and talk to Lonnie, Vinay, or myself, and we will let you know what your benefits are, because you have free benefits that you need to use.
Right, and your social media also, and TikTok.
TikTok now.
TikTok, we're going to be TikTok. We got a thumbs up on TikTok. So, you know, hey, it's our modern day that we live in.
Yes, it is.
So, Shelley, thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I know that we always like the third Wednesday of each month. We enjoy your information that you bring. So. All right, we are coming back to Ctfm.
With Natalie, United Way.
Oh, United Way is coming. The Duck Lady is coming.
Yes.
That's what I call her, the Duck Lady. Coming back.
Did she want to talk about her business before and after hours?
We did.
We did.
We did.
Yeah,
we didn't do
Sabine,
before.
Sabine
the before
Tyler.
hours is on
Kincy,
the
Sabine.
13th.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Business before hours is going to be September 13th, and it is OA Property Developers is doing it. Millicent is one of our ambassadors, and so she just kind of wants to show off her business. We're doing it at the landing, so upstairs.
An ambassador of the. I've seen that, and I've seen their name tags, but.
Ambassador, we have 40 ambassadors of the chamber. It's great. My goal is to have 50 ambassadors, but they help us. They help Lonnie and Vinay and I, because we have almost 600 members, and we cannot touch all 600 members, so we have ambassadors that help us. So they're responsible for about 10 members, and they contact them throughout the year and invite them to things like business after hours, and you know, ask them if they need anything. You should know who your ambassador is, Barbara. And you should know who your ambassador is, Friendly. So
we won't embarrass our ambassadors.
No way.
I am going to go back to my office and look. So just check it. Just let you know.
All right, we're coming back Ctfm with the Duck Lady right here on Friendly. They ain't Friendly Live yet, boy. Woo, Ctfm. Y'all come back with us.
The recipe for great food is simple. Make it fresh. Wings to Go in Greenville, where every order is a custom order made with fresh ingredients. Wings to Go, 7818 Wesley Street in Greenville. Simply great wings.
there we are. We're now do it.
All right, it's your time to be a star. Take it away right now.
Welcome back to CTFM. He thought he'd gone away 3 times, and now he tried to.
I tried it again, it didn't work. So we're still at CTFM.
Yeah, we are,
Right.
and Ian's still doing coffee, and we got Natalie.
And we have the executive director of United Way, Natalie, which says, do I leave now or do I wait till you guys get through talking?
We laugh a lot these days.
I love
and
it.
Folks, you know what? This show is one of the more, I guess, watched shows locally. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for your support. And thank you so much for what you are allowing us to do in this community, especially you. So, and you, I remember the last time I saw her, I was in water up to my knees with ducks.
Swimming freely.
That was at Splash Kingdom?
Splash Kingdom.
Because I didn't get to go. I helped start it.
Yeah.
Because we kicked it off here.
We did.
Yeah.
Business before hours.
Yeah.
So that kind of led from our last guest.
What a fun time.
It was a lot of fun.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was a lot of fun. We got a lot of great things going. First, I want to say thanks for having me today. And that stone, flowers and stone, I did not expect her to say he was arrested. I was wow, that's got to be.
I'm like, I got to see this movie. It's gonna.
That's going to be a great book.
That is.
I mean, the movie is going to come.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be a series.
Convict and a
It's going to
Rose.
be a long series.
Yeah.
Good.
She's quite talented.
Yes. Okay.
Definitely.
So, what have you got
So
going?
great things are happening with United Way. I'm approaching my first-year anniversary, and
really?
it's fun.
Wow.
I'm excited. We're doing a community needs assessment because just over the course of the year, I'm seeing things that people don't know about, resources that are available, or we don't have some resources available.
Right.
And so we're asking the county, the residents, everyone who lives in Hunt County to take our survey. It's anonymous. The only identification part is a zip code, and that's just so we know, hey, it's concentrating hard on answers in Greenville or Quinlan, but we want to get everyone from the community to take this needs assessment so that we know where we need to work on and what strengths we're strong in.
Yeah, well, that's why I keep asking almost everybody in that chair, do you have volunteers? Because there's so many places to plug in. So it's like, oh, I don't want to deliver Meals on Wheels. Well, you can cook the meals. You can come help
and that
you.
is
You can
one
help
of
with
the
kids.
comments at the end of the survey. We're just asking on is what would you like to learn more about, or what are we lacking, just more in detail with. They can leave comments, and one of them is a volunteer resource that we know where we can volunteer, what it takes to volunteer there, who we need to talk to.
Yeah, how long does it take? I
Yeah,
know
that's
sometimes
right.
once you volunteer, you're asked to help for years.
Right.
And some you can volunteer, it's one day, one afternoon, pick up trash.
Right. Exactly.
So you need to know up front whether, how
right,
long
and
is
there
a
are commitments
commitment.
that, you can make a short-term commitment, you can make a long-term, but just knowing that there are options out there to give back to the community.
So is United Way going to be that resource?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Taking that on, yes. Cool.
And we're also rolling out it's called Making Sense of Sense, S-E-N-S-E of C-E-N-T-S, Making Sense of Sense, a financial literacy workshop. It's not a, hey, let's invest in this. It's basic education, we can think back.
You don't do anymore, but
we can think back to how we learned
budget.
things. We learned our ABCs, our 1, 2, 3s, but how did we learn about money? Sometimes the hard way, when you bounced a check or I have a late fee if I don't pay that back. And it's starting with the basics.
I've always wondered about that. Okay, I don't have any money. So now you're going to charge me another $35 or $100 on top of that?
Exactly.
Wait a second.
Exactly.
It makes no sense. It's a bank thing, but it makes no sense.
It's a bank thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's a bank thing.
But so it's this workshop. We're partnering with Joseph Kilgore of Charles Schwab. He's going to facilitate it, and it's learning the basics. We're going to break it up into 4 sessions. It will be held at the Pride Center, the Greenville ISD Pride Center, which is the former New Horizons building. Over lunch, we'll provide lunch, and in appreciation for their willingness to learn and their time, a $50 gift card incentive will be given if you make all 4 sessions.
So is New Horizons where Houston was? Is it Travis? Is it junior high?
On Henry Street.
Henry Street.
Henry and Walnut.
Yeah.
Walnut,
Yeah.
Houston. It's Houston School.
Houston.
It's
I don't
for
know all
Houston.
that. I don't know all
it's
that.
where-
Houston
When I was
school.
young, it was Houston School.
It's a Houston school.
It's
Yeah.
the
Right.
the
Right.
Houston School Building, which
Right.
is Henry and Walnut.
So
Thank
are you targeting just anybody, right?
Anybody.
Will this
Anybody.
teach, okay, can I ask this question? Will this, if young people, and I'm not picking on young people, but those of you that are young, that you do not understand the change, how to count the change back, is that part of what you're going to be learning?
You know, if somebody wanted to learn that, they could ask. But the first session is just simple, the difference in accounts. Your checking account, your savings account, what's the difference? Why do you need them? What are they used for? There's a debit card, the difference between a debit card and a credit card.
Right.
But then, the second session is credit scores and credit cards. You know, if it's great if you pay with cash, you don't have that debt. But if you want to buy a house, you need to build some credit.
This is actually kind of funny because I don't have a good credit score. I could pay cash, but I don't have a credit score. And it's so frustrating at times because things like that you could pay cash for, but maybe don't want to.
Right.
And I can't get credit.
Credit because you have a score.
Yeah, or I can't buy it at all because they're going to run a credit check and they tell me they're going to run a credit check and I don't care. So they run the credit check and you don't have a good enough score and we're not going to sell. And I'm like, so the money doesn't help you? You won't take my cash?
Right.
No,
So
they won't.
It's learning all that sort of
Oh,
stuff.
It's a shock.
That's crazy.
And we know that when you talk about money, your personal knowledge of money, it can be uncomfortable. So the class is limited to 10 participants so that it is a comfortable environment.
Okay, I was gonna say it.
Nobody wants to stand up and be like, hey, you know, I struggle with it.
Right.
But this environment will be where you feel okay saying that because we're there to help you. We're not, it's no strings attached. This is just
sign
to
up
learn.
really fast?
Enrollment is open. There is a form on our website. They can call me, 903-217-1694. 903-217-1694.
That's all right, though. You can go to YouTube later and get the same number. Well, I tell you, if it would help, I'm sure it would help a lot of people with balancing a checkbook. You know? But I've learned over the years, I do not do online banking. I'm sorry. I do my checkbook because I don't know, I can feel that money right there with that checkbook. So I've often said on my checkbook, on the right hand side, there ain't nothing but zeros all the way down. And that's always what I wanted because I knew on the other side there should be a lot of numbers, but you know it's beginning to look like zeros. And I'm going, wait a minute, where did my numbers go? But that's going to help a lot of people to understand.
Right.
Right.
Do they do that? Do they show that anymore? I mean, so many people have gone to online and keep up with everything. You know, you don't even have cash. You pay with this. So they're going to tell you how to keep up if you pay with this? Show you where to go
That will depend if the conversation goes in that direction.
Okay.
So.
Because it's so much different than all the paper that we're used to.
Right, and there's so much education and information to learn on it that we're hoping that this class will lead to
more
the next step and the next step. But for right now, we're just starting with the basics.
Well, I think that what you and United Way of Hunt County are doing, you're bringing attention to something that needs to be.
It does.
It needs to be addressed now.
It does, and
it's not a procrastination thing.
Right. Right now, we're seeing that assistance and help is needed, and we can help, but we need to also help people to break that cycle. And living to paycheck, it's hard. And so even if you can start a little savings plan of $10 every paycheck, it will add up.
Well, it's easy. Okay, don't look at mine. Don't count this. If you're going to that other place, skip once at the other place, take the money, $5, $8, whatever that is, and put it in savings, because once you start, it compounds.
Right.
And amazingly, and I'm sure he'll get into the numbers, it's a crazy number because it adds up and it just sits there. You don't mess with it, and if you start as a teenager, by the time you're my age, you got a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if you're a coffee club member and you pay $10 a month and you get it unlimited, and so
all of the money you would have spent there.
Exactly.
In your savings.
Each day.
So I'm helping people save money.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, you are. Well, think about it. Right. 5 days, $8 every day. That's $40.
Yeah.
Put that $40 in the savings.
Yeah.
No, take $10 out of that $40, but get the
But you only
coffee
get 40
club.
once a month. You only
And
get
it's
10 once a month.
it's like that. It's the awareness of if you
Awareness,
track your receipts
right.
and you look at it and be like, wow,
Right.
I wasted, and then not wasted, but
Yeah.
Well, and given that I was in law school more than a day ago, so I did that. I was looking at, if I drank a Coke every day, which was 50 cents a can, I was like, wow, look how much money I spent over the whole month.
yeah.
And I switched to water because I was poor, because I couldn't afford 50 cents a day once I added it up and saw how much, it's $20-something or so, $15
And you don't
a
think
month.
about it while you're doing it.
Right.
While you're spending it, you don't think about that. You have
My
to,
rent was only $100, so $15 was a significant amount. But so
well,
we've got time.
Huh?
We've got time.
I know we do. I know we do.
I told her I wasn't even going to go off on a tangent, although I
Folks,
could have.
Up next is one, Barbara Horan. Well, I call her Johnny Jr. But
Are we going to bring animals on then?
Huh?
Are we going to bring animals that I can be scared of?
Yes.
Yeah.
When?
Ooh.
What?
We'll have a zoo.
Animals.
Animals.
We'll get them.
Steve Irwin used
is
to
there
bring...
an animal that you would be scared of?
No.
Probably not. Probably not.
Not that they could bring in here. I might be scared of a hippo.
Oh, you're the boss. You can let it all. You can
Well,
let
no, but I
anything
don't think
come
they'd bring a hippo in.
No.
I think I'd be scared of a hippo. Did you know they kill more humans than any other animal?
A hippo.
A hippo.
I would be thinking some sort of snake, and she's thinking of a hippo.
Folks, welcome
You can't outrun 'em.
welcome to CTFM, creatures and other things. But I'm still like, United Way of Hunt County. I sat on that board for many years, and during my time as a board member, I began to, when I first got on, I really didn't know what a board member was.
Right.
But, and then I was sat on 5 other boards, but that one time that I was board member of Hunt County, or United Way, I learned how to appreciate the things that the organization was doing for the community.
Right.
And a community-based organization, and believe me now it's United Way of Hunt County. And back then it wasn't. There was one here. You had yours. And that's a great accomplishment for an organization that is dedicated to the community. So, and then a great director.
Well, I'm excited to hear how the survey goes.
Yes.
I am too.
Yes.
We will publish results, and focus groups will be formed.
We need them on Friendly News. Big full page.
It's great. We're going to bring, let's keep bringing the community together and do good things.
So you said you're coming up on 1 year anniversary?
My 1 year with United Way.
And that is when?
September 7th.
September 7th. Oh, wow. Oh, September 7th. You're going to have somebody on that stage. Oh, she is. Oh, man. Huh?
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
Who is it?
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah, and Jeannie Dale Lord from Lubbock, Texas.
Ooh.
This gal. Woo.
Oh, fun.
She can sing?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh,
So,
speaking of singing, Friday night, we've got a show.
Friday night, exactly.
So
Here.
I posted, we had last week, or week and a half ago, we had heavy metal music played on mariachi instruments. This week, we have a funk jazz orchestra on Friday. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's not funk.
Funk jazz.
Funk jazz orchestra.
That is fun.
I'm excited. There's six people on stage. There's horns, there's guitars, but there's all kinds of instruments that you'd think of orchestra. And so
that's fun.
People are, I don't like country music. They don't come here. Well, I don't have country music all that often. So, hey.
So,
She's like, I'm here. I'm coming.
Can we go back just a little bit about the ducks?
Yes, we can go back.
You really want the ducks.
But we are going to be the 2nd annual, right?
Yes.
Okay. Folks, if you've ever wanted to have fun in water and be around a bunch of ducks, it's
rubber ducks, not live ducks. No ducks are harmed.
Yes.
No ducks are harmed, right? But that will be coming up again, right?
In May.
In May.
Same as
we
this
just
year.
had it.
Okay, huh?
We just had it.
Oh, I know we just had it, so that's awesome. And you know, it's probably going to be a lot bigger than it was. And I had a lot of fun. Huh?
Lot more quacking.
A lot more quack. You can get and you still get a quack pack, right? Is that 6?
They'll be, yes.
You still get a quack
Yes.
pack, 6 of
Yes.
them, 6-pack quack.
Yes.
Good. So are we about ready?
We're going to take a quick commercial and come back and talk about the Jetsons.
Oh, okay. We got the offside producer right over here, one Miss Sparky. So we all come back with us. We're coming back. Texan Theater.
Yeah.
So that's the commercial.
Maybe I'll. Does it know up front if try to take it that I've already taken it? I think. It should just let me. Well, it might be on that. I think I did it on my phone. I can try it on another. If it balks at me, I have to do it on another computer, just because it'll get the IP address.
And yes, we are live. At the Texan Theater in downtown Greenville, Texas. It is Ctfm, Coffee, Tea, Friendly, and Me, brought to you each and every Wednesday by Hunt Regional Healthcare and Discount Wheel and Tire, where service is the bottom line. And on Tuesdays, it's Ladies' Days. Remember that?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. All right, a couple things. Huh? 1 minute. All right, today, I'm going to get it first. Today on the stage is an individual. If you're listening or what, come to the Texan Theater.
Yeah.
Randy,
it's a free show. Doesn't cost you anything
more,
to come to
don't
the show.
cost nothing. This guy is phenomenal.
And you get tea for free.
Yes, tea is free. That's right. Tea
it's
is
on
free.
Ian.
Huh?
Ian's paying for the tea.
Yeah,
Ian's paying for the tea. So.
but they can come to the building for free.
Right.
They can go in there and get tea and
Yep.
go in there and watch the show, and it
Yes.
doesn't cost them anything.
Yes.
So
and
what
it's air
shows?
conditioned.
What you're saying?
What shows?
Jazz. Something? What?
Funk, F-U-N,
funk jazz.
Funk, jazz,
Okay.
orchestra.
But you know who's
That
On
sounds
Friday.
cool.
They're from Austin, Grupo
sounds cool.
Fantasma. What?
But you know who's coming?
When? Which one?
In September.
Texas.
September is Jack Ingram?
No.
The Texas Horns?
Heather and her
Heather
husband.
and Max.
Heather and her
Max
husband.
Stalling are coming.
Oh, Max
so is
Stalling.
Shelley King. Do you remember Shelley King? That came at Christmas with
with
Marsha Ball.
Marsha Ball,
and-
yeah.
Shelley's coming on the first Friday.
Okay, my question: who is Tiffany? Now, is that
Tiffany, the one that in the '90s
Oh,
played in the
Tiffany,
malls.
yeah,
Tiffany, huh?
She was in the malls.
I came to the one a couple of
when
years
she
ago.
was young and starting out, like Justin Bieber was on YouTube and stuff. Well, we didn't have that in the 90s. So Tiffany, we had malls, and she would go set up a stage in a mall and
See,
sing.
I'm still country.
I can't believe you don't know
We got
that.
it's it. Oh, we got to
I
go.
don't even know. I'm out. She's coming in
Thank you.
October.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm in for
It's a lot of fun.
We got to get out of here, folks. Y'all
Thank you,
come to
thank
the
you.
Texan Theater, please, today at noon, because we have the awesome entertainment of Randy Seymour. We're coming back next week with Ctfm, Coffee, Tea, Friendly, and me, and Johnny Jr. over here, and our executive producer, Gabe Bonino. We'll come back with us. Remember, keep it in your boot. Hey, woo! 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 That's a wrap. Oh, I got to run. I got.